Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pillars of the Earth. We are in Book 7 and we are overseeing the plans. Let's understand proportion, the outline of the foundation, a frontal view of the church. Let's
Look here first. Imagine you're standing in the center of the nave looking at the wall. This is what you see.
Are those windows?
Right, but that's not all. On top are the clear-story windows.
Okay.
Starting right in the middle is the tribune gallery. Shall I go on?
Yes, of course. I was just thinking. Keep going.
On the lowest level are the pillars of the arcade. They're joined by arches making up the bays. Through the archways you can see the windows in the aisle.
I can see you have put a lot of thought into this. I was just wondering, how long would this take to build? You can take your time with that answer.
Well, that depends on how many people you employ. If you can afford 60 masons, you could build the whole church at once instead of working from east to west. That might take 8 years, maybe 10.
I wish my monastic officials had your ability to think ahead and calculate. Go on now, show me the rest of your drawing.
To the floor plan.
When we walk around the site, we mark where the walls will be, the pillars, the doors, and buttresses. Now for that, we need a plan like this, to tell us where to place our pegs and string.
Is this how birds would see our church?
Exactly. The nave is on the left. It has 6 bays.
And the chancel?
The chancel will have 4 bays. I can see the transept is 2 bays wide, so it will be 12 in total. It does look splendid, but isn't that rather small?
Lord be humble.
It would be smaller, but not less impressive.
I guess a small cathedral would be closer to our means. It is still also uncertain. The king grants us timber and stone and wool from Shiring's pastures. But only God knows if it will be enough. I don't suppose you have any idea how much this would cost.
Let's be optimistic.
I know exactly how much this would cost. It would be no more than £3,000.
I've spent the last few weeks working out the annual income of the priory. Here's the answer. £300 a year. And we spend every penny. So, I need to find £200 a year. It doesn't sound so bad when you put it that way. You really want to build this cathedral yourself, don't you?
Yes, Father. I want you to appoint me Master Builder.
Why?
Because he wants to give people hope.
Is that so? Then answer me this one last question. If people were to enter your church, what image would they see crowning the tympanum above the entrance? One of Judgment Day to teach people to be good? Or one of Paradise to remind them of God's mercy?
Show them hell, so that they're afraid to do bad things.
I'd rather see trees and animals.
It should be the promise of a better life. Therefore, it will show heaven.
Yes.
This is quite exciting, isn't it, brother?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Francis.
I'm just glad that I can be a part of this. In the past year, I was often afraid that my involvement in politics might turn out, well, let's just say that I'm glad that I can still be by your side, Philip. And for that, I thank God. And I thank you too.
He's practically wearing a red shirt with that
Will there
statement.
be statues inside?
Statues?
Oh. That's enough, children. It's time you went out and played. Prior,
Yes?
my first wife, Agnes. She died without a priest, and she's buried in unconsecrated ground. Sometimes a man builds a chapel, or founds a monastery, in the hope that in the afterlife God will remember his piety. I just wonder, do you think my design might serve to protect Agnes's soul?
God no longer asks for blood sacrifices, for the ultimate sacrifice has already been made. But the lesson of Abraham's story is that God demands the best we have to offer, that which is most precious to us. So you must ask yourself, is this design the best thing you could offer?
Except for my children. Yes.
Then rest easy, Tom Builder. God will accept it.
So many heavy themes in this game. Man. Contract of employment. Done and done. I, Philip of Gwynedd, in representation of Kingsbridge Priory, hereby assign Tom Builder as Master Builder for the construction of the Kingsbridge Cathedral. The Priory will provide £200 a year to be used wholly for materials and craftsmen. The pace of construction shall be adjusted accordingly and adhere to plans approved by the Prior. In exchange for his work, Tom Builder and his family are to receive a private house and the right to attend all common meals of the Priory. The contract is subject to change with the Priory's financials and given for future prospect of additional payment to compensate for the Master Builder's work. Done and done. Just so much going on here. That's what's so brilliant about it. It's not just text and narration, it's symbolism. And I know some people may blanch at the amount of Christianity involved, but that was the medieval way. That was the medieval time. Christianity meant a lot. And it still means a lot today to those who adhere, but back then it was everything. Outside of those who went and fought, and even those who fought in wars fought in the Crusades, which came down to religion. So there's just so much here. It takes many years to build a cathedral. And I'm just impressed that they were able to get this atmosphere so correct and use it in a way that involves you without just pushing away. You get the history of it even if you don't understand the piety. And I like that. One did I do right? Tom says, yeah. Alright, so I don't really have any other option but to go see our mother. So let's go see our mother.
Jack, do me a favour and give Paul these herbs, will you?
Herbs.
But he's a monk. You don't like monks.
Well, it turns out not all of them are bad. Still, be careful before you trust any one of them.
Remigius. I don't think anybody trusts Remigius.
There he is! Give our prior the welcome he deserves!
I am only following God's will.
Prepare to raise the bell! Make the prior proud!
Well, thank you.
Go on, Jack. Don't forget about Paul's herbs.
Where have I seen that woman before?
That shot at me as if I was stupid. Yeah. Something tells me those. God, it looks so much different. A little time, because especially how hard the winter was, a little time makes a huge difference.
Oh, good day, boy. If you see your mother, tell her the pain's gotten worse. I think I might take her up on our offer now. Oh, don't you ever get as old as I am, boy. 'Tis not natural.
This is from my mother.
Oh, bless her. Boy, whatever Remedius says, your mother is a saint.
The bell is up.
Oh, is that the bell? Can you see it from here?
That is beautiful. Look at that.
Bell without a cathedral. Your father certainly had strange ideas.
It might be. What's a bell?
We gotta work with you, man.
Excuse me? You. I remember you. You're the boy with no father.
Actually, I have 2 fathers now.
Is that so?
Yes. Tom Builder and Jack Sherbub.
I thought you weren't the builder's son.
Well, I am now.
I have to say, Prior Philip told me there would be a lot of sheep here. I can see he wasn't exaggerating.
You know Philip too?
I do. He's the reason I'm here. Is he around?
He should be around somewhere. Busy man, that fellow. But don't worry. You probably won't have to look for him for long.
All right. Thank you.
No, we did some good in this game. Even though I'm not fully happy with the results. Apparently. I want to go back and see if there's a way to save his wife. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. God, that's Hamley, isn't it? Yep. Freaking Hamley.
Shall we go after them?
No. Now we know where we can find them.
Ha! Ho!
Hope he falls off his horse. I wonder what you see when you look into the fiery bishop.
My bishop, William Hamley, has returned to see you.
Send him in, Timothy. We have much to discuss.
Which you did. You gave an optimistic estimation of the cost of construction. You chose an image of paradise from the cathedral's typing. I said what I said. Nobody found out about Francis's involvement in the conspiracy. Lady Aliena, why did she want to talk to Philip? Bishop Wallerman began scheming against Kingsbridge. You finished book 1. And I'm blowing out the mic with my applause, but excellent game so far. Except, well,
next time,
very good. Well,
Earth,
let's see what's coming next.
Find out what happened to me and my brother Richard after the siege of our father's castle. What will the future hold in store for Kingsbridge? The Pillars of the Earth, Sowing the Wind.
Just such a good game. The only Glimcree, like, I don't recognize any of these voice actors, but they all did a phenomenal job. Y'all are awesome. Ken Follett What? Really? Just such a fantastic job. My only issue is that a lot of the choices are arbitrary and there's no real direction. But other than that, just the atmosphere was on point, the narration, the narrative, everything just worked so well with this game. And I'm so impressed. And I want to see what happens next. Like, I'm trying to avoid looking into the book. And because I don't want to get any spoilers, I want to see what happens next through the eyes of this game. And I just love just Tom's story with his wife, his first wife, and I don't know if him and Jack's wife are together now, but the way they kind of hang out is just, I don't know. Everything Philip has done in this game is just, Philip's storyline was probably the best, just in his involvement and how he had to become more political in order to survive and use the Bible in order to keep guys like William Hemley in line. Of course, that made us a very powerful enemy, but to see everything come together like that and how their storylines intertwine with Jack's in a medium where even in Telltale games, the separate storylines don't always cross and mix correctly. To see it work so well here is fantastic. One thing I do wish, I would love to have seen some kind of meter of, okay, this is what's going on in the book, and these are your choices, and this is how they line up. Just, for our own reference, just so we can see it happen. But outside of that, there's just so much people can take away from this game from an artistic direction standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint, for a character development standpoint. The only character that didn't get literally any development in this game were the ones that died. And even the ones that died have something to give. I believe the prior, yeah, believe it or not, the one that died at the beginning was the one that followed Jack up and eventually fell through the burning cathedral. Clearly they did something with Jack's father. They are all intertwined, but it's so much here. It is so good. And this, and I just finished the last Birdling, and I'm working on a review for that, but between this, last Birdling, Harold, Old Man's Journey, there have just been so many good visual novels, interactive narrative, whatever you want to call them. So many good games this year. And I'm very glad and very thankful to Daedalic Entertainment for allowing me to play this game, providing me with a code, because I have enjoyed every second of it. And I'm looking forward to playing it again. I want to go back and redo some choices and, like I said, try and save his wife. Maybe it's impossible, but I know I can do a little bit better and feed the horse. Like, the arbitrary nature of the choices, like, I'm going to go back and feed the horse correctly. It's that kind of stuff. But I want to see how it goes. And according to the release schedule, Book 2 is supposed to release sometime this month. So, if not this month, then the beginning of January, I think. And the final chapter is later this year. So we'll see. Definitely, this will be a game series that I continue. This one will be played on this channel to completion, and reviews will follow because it is that damn good. And Steam has given it. The collector Steam reviews right now are a 9 out of 10. User reviews I don't always trust. I'm going to have to see what other reviewers has given it, but if this isn't in the consideration, like I've seen, the letter has been in consideration. I need to actually finish playing that. The letter has been in people's consideration for narrative games and others like that, but definitely this should be in consideration too. It is that good. And honestly, if you've watched this, to my mom, Danielle, and my roommate for having my back during, oh, that's sweet. They're letting everybody give shout outs to the people they want to thank. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, if you've watched this playthrough, you owe it to yourself to buy yourself a copy of the game on Steam. And I highly encourage you to do so. Lich Mob 3.0. But yeah, that has been the Pillars of the Earth. We're going to let this play out, and yeah, we will be back in Book 2. JP III here for VNs Now, and we will see you guys next time.